Hello everyone, welcome to Zoho Creator Learning Table series. So this is me Preeti Venkatesh and I'm going to be the trainer of today's session. So to say about Learning Table series, this is a month-on-month session which is held at first Thursday of the month. In this series, we usually take an industry and discuss about all the digitization or automation needed for that particular industry, and we also discuss about create as a solution for that particular industry. So in that flow, this month we are going to talk about Zoho Creator for hospitality. So before I move on into the session, let me give you some housekeeping rules. All the attendees in the session will be on mute, and please post your questions on the question tab which is available in the left corner of your screen. And don't worry, a recording of the session will be sent to all the attendees. And please participate in the polls and the survey that will be shared at the end of this today's session. So these are the housekeeping rules I wanted to keep before we move on into the session. So now let's move on into the actual part of the session. So this is going to be the agenda with which I'll be driving you people throughout the session. So first we will discuss about introduction, that is about the hospitality industry and also the categories involved in that hospitality sector. And we just took something called as hotel digital concierge for today's session. So we will just discuss about actual process, how hotels are managing their digital concierge, and also we will discuss about the process flow involved in the application that we brought as a live demo for today's session. And we will discuss about the features used in building that particular use case that we are going to see, and we will see the actual demo of that use case. After that we will also discuss about some extended use cases or other use cases of this hospitality sector, and we will summarize the session and wrap it up. So this is going to be the structure with which we will be moving throughout the session. And if you have any questions regarding these parts, you can post it in the question tab, which will be answered by my co-trainers. So now I'm moving on to the introduction. So when I talk about hospitality, hospitality is the practice of providing a warm welcome and accommodating the guest or the visitors of a particular place. So this is the general definition for this hospitality. So when I talk about hospitality sector, it is categorized into four major parts. The first is going to be the accommodation. Accommodations are nothing but helping the guest to have a beautiful stay in a hotel or in the restaurants or some other place where the accommodation plays a major role. So that is going to be the first category. And second category is going to be food and beverage. So in this food and beverage category, all the hotel managements, order managements or delivery management of the food, dine out process, everything can comes under this particular category, food and beverage. And the third category is going to be travel and tourism, helping the customers or the guest from booking their tickets, choosing their accommodation, paying their bills for the flights and the hotel rooms they are going to stay, food ordering. The entire process or the entire journey of in this travel part comes under this category, travel and tourism. And at last is going to be event and meeting. So when I talk about event, from creating the event till providing the promotions and everything comes under this category, events and meeting. So these are the four major categories involved in the hospitality industry. For today's session, we just chose the category accommodation. So that's where this hotel digital concierge comes into action. So digital concierge is most needed for the hotels to make their guest stay more comfortable. Let's quickly discuss about the actual process of how this concierge works. And then we'll discuss about the process flow involved in the application that we are going to see in the demo. So, when I talk about the concierge, the first step is going to be helping the guest check in into our hotel, like collecting all the guest informations, their ID proof, their actual address, and what type of room preference they need. All the information will be collected from the guest and they will be stored in a particular place. And next is going to be room allocation. Once the guests check in, we will be checking for the rooms that are available to allocate it to the guest. So once the room has been allocated, we will be directing the guest to that particular room allocated. And the next is going to be, we need to provide the proper information and accommodation details of our restaurant or the hotel they're going to stay. So when I talk about informations, it involves like the events that are going to be conducted or the special services that we provide to the guest and the dine out area for the guest to avail. So these all these informations can be collected and it can be displayed to the guest for their more comfortable stay in that particular period. And next is going to be a room and the other services. So in this category, room and the other services, like if the guests can book for their housekeeping request or cleaning request, or they can order the food, and whatever services that comes under once the guest is there in their allocated room comes under this room and the other services. And at last, billing and checkout. So after the guests stay with our hotel, we will calculate all the bills like the food they ordered, cab booking orders. So whatever bill is just added into the guest name will be processed and it will be paid by the guests before they check out. After they check out, we can always get the feedback and the review about the service provided in the hotel. So this is going to be the general process involved in this concierge part. Now let's see how we are going to digitize that with the help of Zoho Creator as a solution. So now let's discuss the actual process flow involved in the application that we are going to see in the demo. We just named this particular application as Zilka Hotel. So here I'm categorizing this digital concierge into two different modules. The first module is going to be hotel. So there are certain informations the hotel has to store in prior before they allocate the rooms and check in the guest into their hotel. So those things comes under this hotel module. The first category is going to be rooms. This rooms module contains all the room informations like the bed type, the cost of the room, the availability status of the room, the floor it is in, all the details has to be recorded in this reports in this rooms module. And the next is going to be food menu. The hotel has to prior design a food menu card in order to help the guest order the food from their room using our concierge application. So we have to create a food menu. The only the available food should be displayed in that menu card. Our next module is going to be the staff information. Let's say like the guest is going to request for an housekeeping service, so we have to assign a staff to fulfill that particular request raised from the guest end. For that we need the staff information to be stored in the prayer. And at last is going to be the special service the hotel is going to serve for their guest. So these are the few modules that needs to be stored under this main module, hotels, from the hotel's head. So next step is going to be the guest. So here we are going to give a portal access to the guest. So once the guest check in, we'll be giving this portal to the guest so the guest can see their room that has been allocated under their name as the room details module. And next is going to be the food order. So in the previous module, the hotel is managing all the food menu card, right? So we'll be displaying those food menu card in the portal. So from their portal, the guests can order their food on a single click. And the remaining process like serving and creating a bill against the food will be done from the hotel's end. You'll be seeing that in the live demo. And next is going to be housekeeping request. So we have a separate module for the housekeeping request, like if they need an extra towel or they need an room cleaning, everything they can just pull in a form used from their portal, and it will be raised as a request to us, and we can just fulfill that particular request raised from the guest. And next, similarly, we have the special bookings like the spa sessions, gym sessions, whatever special services we are going to provide to them. The guest can book it from their portal and they can make use of it. And then we have the cab bookings. Obviously the guests need the cab to visit the nearby locations, right? So they can book the cab, hotel's cab, and they can pay the bill when they check out. So this booking also can be done from this portal. And also we can display the nearby locations in the portal, a language translator. Let's say like the guest is going to be a foreigner, so he needs to know few certain things in the native language of the hotel in order to get the best help. In that case, we can just provide this language translator in the portal as well. This will help the guest to learn the language little faster. And at last is going to be the bill amounts. So all the amounts from food orders, special bookings, cab bookings, everything will be stored in this particular module, bill amounts. The guests can get to see all their bills they have to pay before they check out. So these are the things that are going to be present in the application that we are going to see as the live demo. So now let's discuss about features that are used to build that particular application, the major features. So when I talk about features, the first feature is going to be the portal. As I said before, once the guests check in, we are going to give the portal access to the guest. Either it's a private portal, so the guest can avail all the previously said informations. Let's see quickly how the portal will look like. So this is the main dashboard of Zoho Creator. In the left corner, I can get to see something called as portal below the deploy session. So this is the place where we can create portal link. We can generate the portal link for every application that we have in our account. So this is the portal that was created for this Zilka Hotel Concierge. And we can add the guest over here. A detailed documentation on how to create the portal will be shared in the chat box. You can refer to that and build your own portal. So this is how the portal has been created, and we will see later how the portal users can be added into the portal. So the next feature which was used in the application building is going to be the blueprint process. So as we all know, blueprint is going to be the visual replica of the entire business process, right? So in that case, here I'm managing all my special booking services and the cab booking services in a single click with the help of this portal, with the help of this blueprint feature. We'll be seeing that as well in the live demo. And next is going to be the customer portal application. So now I'm just going to show you all the guest end you with the help of the mobile application. So that is going to be the customer portal application, which is available in the Play Store and the App Store. So this is going to be the customer portal application. So when I just open it, I can get to um, add the portal URL over here, and when I click on the proceed, it will ask me to sign up or the sign in for my portal, and the guest can make use of all the things that we are going to display to them. So this is one thing we are going to discuss in the live demo. Our next feature is going to be the mobile customization. Since we are going to use the mobile customer portal application, we will also see how customization can be done for that particular application as well. And at last, we will also be seeing something called as notification pan. Let's say the guest has ordered a food, and the food has been served to him. A bill has been generated against the order that has been made. So we will be notifying the guest about each and every status or each and every bill amount with the help of this notification pan. We'll be discussing in detail about how to achieve this as well. So these are the major features used to build the particular application that we are going to see as the live demo. So now I'm going to the live demo part. So this is the application I was talking about, Zilka Hotel Concierge. So as I said before, it contains different modules like room, the staff information, the food menu card. These are the things that the hotel has to manage from their end. And then we have the guest information. Once the guests check in, all the guest information will be added over here. And in the food order, all the orders raised from the guest end will be visualized over here. We can just serve the order and we can create a bill against it. And then we have the all the housekeeping request raised from the guest end, special booking request like the spa, gym session, fitness center, whatever service we are going to provide, all the guest bookings will be displayed over here. And then finally the cab bookings. So these are the things, modules that are available over here. And at last we even have something called as reference. Here I can get to see all the bill amounts according to their room information. Let's take in room number 305, what are the bills they have and the amount they have to pay. Everything will be captured in all bill amounts part for the admin's reference. And then we have the check-in form report. We can get to see all the checked in guest information over here, and all the checked out guest information over here along with the amount they paid. So these are the other types of reports that are present over the reference part. And then we have the guest. This is nothing but the portal. What are the things to be displayed in the portal will be has been given over here. When I take the food order, uh, we have a simple page where which will be displayed to the guest. From here the guest can order the food. Similarly, all the other things like housekeeping requests, cab bookings, their bills, language translator, everything will be displayed in the guest portal. So these are the things that are available in the application. Now let's see in detail about one by one. So let me go back over here. The first thing is going to be rooms, food menu, staff, and the special service. So in the rooms part, let's try to add a room and see. So in the rooms information, we have something like room number, room type, rate, availability status, bed type, floor, maximum occupancy, and these are the different fields involved in this particular room information form. Let's try to add a room called as room number 308. This is going to be a deluxe room. And the rate, let's say this is around 2000 INR, and I'm just going to give the availability status as available and the bed type as queen bed. It's in the third floor and maximum occupancy is 2. And if you have any descriptions like it provides free wi-fi, or it is going to be a no smoking room, so whatever descriptions about the room can be added over here in order for the help desk to give the allocate the right room for the right guest. So let's try to add a picture for that room as well, and I'm just adding a sample picture. So these are the informations that has to be captured and kept in the beginning. So now this room is available. Now we can get to see something like the color change for the availability status. So all the available room status will be in green and booked will be in purple, or under cleaning room will be in the red. So let's quickly see how it has been achieved at the back end. I'm just segregating to for easy visualization of the availability status. So for that, I'm just going to the edit mode of my application. In the rooms report, we have something called as configure for the web services. Let me go to the web. Yeah. So in all room information, we have something like configure fields for web. So on this, when I click on the availability status on the right side, I can get to change the display name of that particular field, also the styling. So if you notice that for the available status, I just gave the color as green. Let me show you how it has happened. So in the choose formatting, I can add any type of formatting I need. I can make it bold, italic, I can underline it, or I can add a background image. These are going to be the formatting. And next part is going to be apply for. Either you want to apply this format for all the records or for in selector record. Here I'm using something called a selector record, and I'm saying if the availability status is available, I'm going to display that particular status in green color. Similarly, we have did for the booked. Let me try to change the book color as something blue. and select for the availability status as booked. I'm just giving this format. So this will be helpful for the help desk people to visualize the availability status and help the guest check in into the perfect room. So now we can get to see the color change that is being made. So this is how we are managing the availability status of this particular room information. So now we have added the room information, and the next is going to be the guest. The next is going to be the hotel staffs. We need to capture all these staff informations in the prayer in order to allocate the or assign the staff for the particular request that has been made from the guest end. Let's try to add a staff as well. In the staff information module, we are giving the staff name, role, phone number, email, and other kind of informations. Now let me try to add a staff name, Hari, and the staff room. Let's say is going to be under room service, and his phone number and his email ID. Let's say he's going to work in the morning shift, and let's try to add a sample picture of him, display picture of him, and the status of the particular staff. If he is occupied with any work, automatically the status will change as occupied. For now, I'm making it to be available, making this particular staff to be available. So only the available staff can be assigned to any request that has been raised from the guest end. So I'm just clicking on the submit button. So now we have added a staff to our list as well. And the next is going to be the food menu. So this is going to be the menu card which will be displayed in the guest portal. So let's see what are the fields needed to be filled in over here. The fields are going to be the dish name, that is going to be the item name, its description, price, or ingredients used, its status, and the picture. Let's say I'm going to add a burger. It's going to be a veg burger, and price, let's say it's going to be 600 INR, and I'm just going to add a few ingredients as well in order to display it to the guest. And then and the availability status, I'm making it as available, and I'm adding a picture for that burger as well. So these are the things that will be added in the menu card, which will be displayed in the customer's end as well, the burger which has been added recently. So these are the modules that needs to be managed from the from the hotel's side before they check in their guest with their hotel. So now let's go back to the guest information. So now let's try to add a guest. So in the guest information, we are going to add the name, email address, phone, everything. We will be whatever information we need to collect from the guest will be given over here. So I'm just adding the guest as this email ID. Here I'm going to use a dummy email ID because I'm going to give the portal access to you and show you how it has been done as a demo. So I'm adding a demo user with a phone number, his address, his nationality, his ID proof. I'm just adding a dummy ID proof and a number, date of birth, all the mandatory information needed from the hotel's end has to be added. And if he has any special request, let's say he needs a no smoking room, and those according to his preference we can allocate the room from our end. And I'm giving the status as he has not checked in yet. I'm just giving the status as awaiting. Yeah. So now the particular person has been added into our record, and the status of him of his allocation is going to be awaiting. So now if I want to check in this particular person into the rooms, I'll be clicking on this check-in custom action button, which will open a check-in form. Here we need to automatically the guest name will get populated from the recently added record, and we need to fill the check-in date, check-out date, and we have to choose the room. Only the available rooms will has been looked up from the rooms module. So I can just choose any one of the room and I can allocate to him. Let's say he is going to check in from today till 11th of November, and I'm going to give him the recently added room that is going to be 308. So if you notice that automatically, since it's a 2 night stay, automatically the total cost has been calculated according to the total cost of the room per night. And the adults, let's say they are going to be two and zero childrens. So now, when if I click on the check-in button, both the status of the guest and the room will get changed, and a portal will be given to the particular guest named as Karan. So I'm just clicking on the submit button, and I'm going to show you how it works. So once I click on the submit button, submitting the check-in form, the status of this particular guest has been changed as checked in. Also, if I go to the room information, the status of this particular room, the recently added room that is 308, has been changed as booked. So let's see how it has been happening at the back end. So I'm going to the workflow under the edit mode of my application. So in the workflow, on successful submission of the check-in form, we are writing three different functions over there. One is to change the availability, that is the status of this guest and the room's availability. And second is going to be, since I opened the form as a pop-up, I'm just closing the pop-up on submission of the form using the open URL script page. And next is going to be the portal. I'm going to assign the portal to this particular guest email address using this delete script. This app.portal.assign user and profile, and this email address along with the permission set as guest. Now let's quickly see what does this guest permission set contains. For that, again, I'm going to my edit mode of my application. Under settings, we have something called as portal user permission. So in that portal user permission, you can get to see a permission set named as guest, which has been created from my end. And I've just gave the permissions to book a cab, a book, order the food, and all the necessary details has been added as the permission set. So this is the permission set which has been added, assigned under this particular email address. Now if I go to my portal, which I showcased you in the first part of the session, this newly added guest name along with the permission set has been displayed over here. Now let's go to our mobile application and see how we are going to make the guest sign in. So this is the email address. Once they check in, an email notification will be sent to the guest, and they can create the password and log in into the portal that we have given. I'm just creating a dummy password. It will redirect me into the portal web version. So now we are going to see the same portal in the mobile version. So for that, I'm going to the customer portal application, which I have downloaded from the App Store and kept. So I'm just clicking on the proceed. It will ask me to sign in into my application. So I'll give my demo user's email address and password, and I'll sign in order to avail all the things that the hotel is going to provide me with. I'm clicking on the next, and I'm going to enter the password as password which I have just used now. Yeah, so I can get to see the portal. Like I can get to see the food orders, the housekeeping request, and the special bookings, cab bookings. And when I click on more, I can get to see the other informations. I can also change the UI of this particular application as well. Before we go to the actual flow, let's see the UI changes or the mobile customizations we can make. So for that, I'm just again going to my edit mode of my application. So now we are in workflow. When I click on the design, I can get to change the themes and the sections. I can manage the themes and the sections from here. Also, the customization is different for web, mobile, and the tablet. So we can do the layouts customizations differently for different devices. Now I'm just showcasing you the exact application using my mobile phone. So I'm choosing the mobile part. Now let's try to change the layout. So now the layout is in bottom bar, and let me try to change it as sliding pan. And I can add fill the navigation bar. I can change the color options for my mobile alone. Now it's in blue, I can change it some other, like this one, or green, or I can add a custom color to it, or I can change the complete fonts for my application as well. This is only for my phone. If I want to do the same thing for my tablet, I can do it automatically. It takes the theme of the web. If you want to change it differently, you can change it from this part. So now I'm just going back over here. I have to log out and log in for the changes to appear. So I'm just signing out and signing in to show you how it works. I'm just adding it as demo user, adding a password. Now, if I sign in, we can get to see the layout changes we made. We just changed the layout as sliding pan, right? And also we can get to see the color changes that has been made. So this is how we can manage the customization, UI level customization as well. So now let's go back into the actual flow. The first module is going to be food order. So whenever a guest orders the food, those information will be displayed over here. We can just create the bill against them and say that the order has been placed. So I'm just trying to add a food. So if I just click on the particular food, the guest can get to see the description, or they can get to add the food to the cart. Now let's show you how the description will look like. They can get to see all the informations that has been added in the food menu card, like the item name, description, the ingredients. If they want to add this particular food, they can just click on add to cart. It's getting loaded, just a minute. Yeah. So now they have to just give the quantity, and if they have any special instructions, they can give this special instruction, and then they can click on the submit button. So the food will get added to the cart. Now if they come back, they can get to see the cart over here. When they click on it, they can get to see all the orders that has been made along with the order status. If they click on this particular order, they can also edit the order quantity if they need. So now let's try to add one more dish to it. Let's say that he needs a fruit salad. I'm just clicking on add. We just have to give the quantity again. So if they have any special things like fruits or extra cream, whatever they want, they can give the special instruction. Those things also will get added into the cart. So when they click on the cart, when I refresh it, there will be two orders added under the same division as a subform. So till this order status has been changed from placed to served, they can get to add whatever food they need. So this is how the guest from the guest side we are managing them. Now from the admin side, let's see how they are going to manage the food order. So this is the recently added food order, burger and the fruit salad. So once the order has been prepared and served, they can create a bill against this particular order, and they can change the status of that particular order as served. So when I click on the submit button, the status of this particular order will be changed as served. And also when I just go and refresh my portal, the order status will be changed as served. Yeah. So also one more thing, we talked about notification pan, right? So if I see in my portal, I can get to see something like a bell icon. When I click on it, I can get to see the notifications that has been sent from the admin to my account. Like the bill, just now we added a bill for this particular person for an amount of 3,600 for food. So they can get to see a bill with a cost of 3,000. On click, it will navigate them to my bills module, where they can get to see the detailed information about the bill they have to pay before they check out. Also this bill amount also will be available in the my bills module. They can manage all the bill amounts to be paid. They can visualize and note all the bill amounts to be paid in this particular module, so before they check out. So this is how we are managing the food order. So now let's say like this the previous order has been served, right? Previous order has been served, right? So now let's say like the customer or the guest wants to order one more food newly, like the salad. So this particular order they are going to add will be added as a new order. It will not get added into the previous order since the order status has been changed as closed. So this is how we are managing it. So again, if I go back to the admin's end, the order will be notified over here. I can create a bill. I can just make this order as served. And this bill amount 2400 also will be added against the customer's bill. Now I'm not going to create a bill. So let me go to the next module, that is housekeeping request. So before I go to the housekeeping request, let's see quickly see how this notification has been sent when I click on the create bill button. So for that I'm going to the live mode, I mean edit mode of my application. Under workflows, I can get to see a workflow for bill amount. On successful submission of this particular bill amount, I'm just going to use a function called as notification pan. Push notification, and I'm going to send it to this particular guest email address along with a subject message and under report. So how to perform this particular function, the documentation will be shared in the chat. You can refer to that before you make use of this notification. Because of this single line function only, the bill amount has been notified to the customers, so which we saw in this notification pan section. So this is how we are managing the notification. So now I'm moving on to the next module, that is going to be housekeeping request. Let's say like the guest is going to request for an housekeeping service. So you can go to the housekeeping request module. You can click on the plus button. It will open the housekeeping request form. Let's say like this particular guest needs a towel, an extra towel, and is going to give the description as two towels, and he need it immediately, so the urgency level is going to be high. If he is requesting for a room cleaning service, he can give the timing for that as well, on the special instruction for that as well. Now he's requesting just for the towels. I'm just making only the few needed fields to be filled. So once he click on the request, it will get added as a record into our application. So from my application, the particular housekeeping request management can just assign a staff to fulfill this particular order raised from the room number 308. I'm capturing the room number and the guest name once they click on the housekeeping request form. So I'm just clicking on the assign staff. It will open a form with which I'm going to assign the staff. This is going to be a simple lookup field, hotel staffs, all the um, room service staffs and the available staff list will be displayed over here. I can select one from them. When I click on it, this person will be assigned to fulfill this order. So once this particular room service man just fulfills the order, we can either click on the edit button and edit the status, or we can make use of the blueprint here to do that as well. So I'm just going to do it in a simple way and just saying that the status of this particular thing has been completed because the room service man has just delivered the towel to to the guest. So the status will be changed as completed, and when the particular guest refreshes their portal, they can also get to see the status of the service that they requested for. And here also I'm just using the report properties to customize the color effects for the guest to visualize it in a more convenient way. This is how we are managing the housekeeping request. And when I go to the special service request, similar to the housekeeping request, we are going to get the request as a form from the guest and we are going to fulfill them. Let's see how it has been achieved. So the service type, it can be different service type the hotel is willing to provide. In my case, I have choose only three types of service: spa, massage, and the gym session. So I'm just clicking on the spa. I'm let's say like this particular guest needs a spa section to be held, and his preferred time, the number of guests. Once you click on it, this will be added as a record, and now the special booking service management will get the notification regarding this, that has been added. Now at the starting, the status of this particular booking will be pending. This is where I'm using the blueprint process in order to assign and complete the particular order. Let's see what is there in the blueprint before we try to change the blueprint process. So under the workflow, we have something called as blueprint, and this is going to be for special service bookings. So in this special service booking, we have few bookings like pending. The status, the first status is going to be pending. Once I click on the accept, it will be changed as accepted. Once I click on the complete, it will be changed as completed. Also, once I accept it, we have written a few transitions over here. So in this first transition is going to be like I'm just updating the status as accepted, and in the second status, it's going to be like I'm sending a notification just like we did for create bill using push notification. And I'm sending a notification to the guest stating that the booking has been done successfully. So this is what is happening at the blueprint at the back end. Now let's say like I'm just going to accept this particular booking. The status has been changed. Similarly, these people also can get to see the status changed, and also they will get notified regarding the same as well, just like we did for the bills. So when they click on it, it will take them to the detailed view of this particular report with the status. So now let's say like this has been completed. Let's say the person has came to the spa and the spa has been done. So once I click on the complete button, the create bill custom action button will get open. Just like we created the bill for the food order. Again, uh, it'll open the create bill form, bill amount form. I'll be adding only the amount. When I click on the submit button, again the guest will get notified regarding the same. A bill has been generated against the spa section that he took. Again, in the my bills part, they can get a track of all the bills they need to pay before they check out. Similar to that, we also have the cab bookings. Just like the spa bookings, we're going to manage the cab bookings as well. In this cab bookings module, we have different fields like we'll be capturing the pickup location, drop location of this particular guest. Let me say like I'm just adding a random location, and the date time he wants to be done today, and number of passengers is going to be 2, and if you have any special request you can give it. Once they click on the submit button, again we'll get the booking management, the cab booking service management will get notified regarding the same. And here too we are using the status will be awaiting at the starting, so we'll be using the blueprint again for the same. So just like we did for the spa booking, we have a separate blueprint process running for the cab booking as well. So once it has been booked, the guest will get notification just like the spa booking, and dropped. We can once it has been changed as dropped, the create bill option will get displayed. So now let's say I'm just going to book the cab. So the customer will get notified regarding the same, just like the just similar to the special service booking. And also once he has been dropped, we can generate the bill, and this bill also will get added into the guest records. So this is how we are managing the entire process. And in the my bills part, you can get to see the track of all the bills. Apart from this, we also have the language translator. We can provide the nearby locations as well in this portal. Here I gave only the language translator for the demo. So let's say like he wants to translate from English to some other native language is going to stay. English to Spanish. For this language translated, we use the AI deluge task. Documentation on how to create this use this AI deluge task will be shared in the chat box. You can refer to that for building this language translator. So I'm just entering a text on the user input. The text will get translated and they can make use of it. And quickly I'll show you how it is done at the back end as well for your reference. So under the workflows, form workflows, we have created a workflow for language translator. On user input of the text, we are just translating it with the help of AI deluge task, AI translate. The input text is going to be the text which this is going to be the input text. Enter the text that the guest is going to enter, and this is going to be the to translate, that is translate to, that is Spanish code will get generated, and similarly the English code will get taken, and I'm just getting the response and storing it in the text one, that is going to be the translated text. This is the code behind it. This task, how to use this task, the documentation will be shared. You can refer to that in order to build it. So this is how we are managing the language translator as well. So now this is all about the portal that I wanted to showcase you. Now let's say like the guest has had a comfortable stay in a hotel. The next process is going to be, we have to calculate all the bill amounts the guest has to pay before they check out of our particular hotel. So for that, we are going to go back to the guest information report. So once they are going to check out, we can just simply click on this checkout button. Behind this custom action button, we have just populated all the bill amounts the guest has to pay, and we're going to display it as a form. So when I click on it, you can get to see all the informations like the guest information, the room they stayed, the checkout date, the total amount for the room alone, and the payment mode that we are going to capture from the guest, and the additional charges they availed. This particular guest, I'm just going to the portal and show you, this particular guest has to pay three additional charges: one for food, one for spa, and the one for cab. So all the informations along with the price detail is getting popped up, and the total has been calculated at the back end. So now let's quickly see what is happening behind this report workflow as well. So in this report workflow, once I click on the checkout button, it is just opening my checkout form along with the record ID. So when on load of this checkout form, I'm just going back to the form workflow. On load of this checkout form, we have written a small function which will just capture all the checkout date of the guest, total room cost, and for I've written the for loop in order to fetch all the additional charges and add it as a sub form. And I'm just calculating it with the help of the another for loop and calculating all the total amount and adding it in the total amount to be paid. So this is the very simple function that is behind written behind this particular checkout form. So now when I click on the submit button, this person officially has been checked out of our hotel. Also, the portal access will be revoked from him. Since I made it as a private portal, in my case, the portal access will also be revoked from this particular person. So the status has been changed as checked out. So this is how we are managing the entire concierge process, hotel concierge process, with the help of Zoho Creator. So if you have any questions regarding this, you can post it in the question tab. So now we just saw the live demo of the use case that I wanted to showcase you. Now let's quickly discuss about the extended use cases or other use cases we can think about in this hospitality sector. So we just discussed about the first category, accommodation. Now let's go back. Let me come back to the second category, tourism and travel. The name says is we have to help the guest choose their right designation from the list of designations we are going to provide them. From accommodation booking, flight booking, everything can be managed as a separate modules in this particular solution. Also, we can also provide them the weather and travel alerts before they travel. Just like we did to the language translator, we can provide them the currency conversion for their convenience. We can provide them again the language translation, geolocations. Also, we can provide them the we can think about providing them the customer support, the live support, or the health center support as a separate modules in the solutions that we can think about. So this is one use case that I can talk about for this tourism and travel category. And the next category is going to be food and beverage. So here all the restaurants comes into play. We have to display them the all the restaurant listing. Also we can help the restaurants manage their inventory, manage their table services, both dine-in table, and also they can manage the online delivery process as well as a separate modules. We can beautifully build and display the menu card. We can manage the reservations, delivery module, payments. Also we can manage the feedback and the rating process in this food and beverage category. And at last, we when I talk about event planning or events and meeting, from the event creation till the feedback, we can manage all the modules in this a separate one. Like we can manage the ticketing and registrations, event promotions, that is campaigns, by integrating with other products. And we can provide the location services, event schedules and agenda. So everything can be managed in this event planning category as well. So these are the different use cases or the modules involved in the different hospitality categories. So I think by this we came to the end of the session. Let me quickly summarize it before we see the upcoming sessions. So in this particular session, we discussed about how customer portal works in the mobile application. And second thing, we discussed about the customization of this particular mobile portal. And third thing, we discussed about how we use the blueprint to manage the special service bookings and the cab bookings. And fourth, we discussed about the notification pan, how I am keeping my guest more engaged about the process that is involved. Also, if we have any events planning in the hotel, we can use this notification to display to them. So that is the fourth thing we discussed. And at last, we also discussed about the report properties, like how I'm just formatting the styling of the report has been showcased over here. So these are the few things that we discussed in the application we brought for the hospitality industry. So we have some upcoming sessions as well. Create a Tech Connect series, which is completely a technical session where you can learn all the technical concepts of Zoho Creator. In that for this month, we are having a topic on catch up and release updates. That is going to be global variables on 16th of November. You can make use of this registration link using the QR code, or the link will be shared in the chat. You can make use of that and register yourself for that. So this is going to be a recurring session. Once you register, you will get notified for the rest of the sessions. And next category, we have next month's learning table series. For the next month's learning table series, we will be talking about creator for media industry. It will be held on 9th of December. The registration link for the same will be shared in the chat. You can register yourself from there. Again, this is also a recurring session. Once you register, you will get notified about that same. So these are the upcoming sessions that are going to be held. Similarly, if you have any questions for today's sessions, I'll be I'll be leaving the session open for a few more minutes. You can post it in the question tab, which will be answering it at the back end. And next, if you have any questions post the session, please write to training@zohocreator.com. And please stay in the session. A poll will get initiated now. Please participate in the poll and give your presence over there. And also, your feedback is more valuable to us. A survey link will be shared in the chat box. Please fill in the survey and give your feedback regarding the learning table series that you have attended in this 12 months 12 industries concept. So now I'm just keeping myself on mute. Please post your questions and fill the survey in the meantime. Thank you everyone for your valuable time. Hope there are no more questions. So I'm just winding it up for now. We'll meet again in the next month session with the next new industry. Thank you so much.